Okay, good morning. So I was walking yesterday and I was thinking, and the absolute number one thing that's been the most important thing for me is beginning to turn inward and understand myself rather than being externally focused and looking at other people and putting my energy into other people, other things. And it's not selfish. It sounds like it's selfish, but it isn't selfish. It actually creates much more dynamic help for other people when you are fully being authentically yourself, feeling your own emotions, feeling how you're feeling in any given moment. And it is totally different to how I was brought up. I was brought up to be completely the opposite of that. That was considered selfish, it was considered evil, it was considered sinful even. And as a child, I was one of those children who was extremely empathic and extremely sensitive to my environment. And given that I was being literally trained and programmed by all those around me to inhabit that sort of world where I was innately evil, I was innately selfish, my feelings were not being considered, my feelings were wrong. I was being taught that, and I'm now 55. It's taken me years to get anywhere with myself. I've just gone from toxic relationship to toxic relationship, and distraction to distraction to distraction, until I'm getting to this point now in my life. I mean, I'm literally in a breakthrough moment right now where I am realizing that, gosh, the only thing that I should be focusing on is how I feel. And, it's been so many things to let go of. But as soon as I do that, and do that without guilt, everything changes. And I notice my entire experience of the world just becomes joy, really, like just total joy all the time. It's really bizarre. I mean, I'll get tired, obviously, in the day, but I kick off like in such a state of exhilaration is the only word I can use, really. And it's so exciting. It's so exciting. But yeah, I would encourage everyone, all of you, especially you, forget about focusing externally. Now, obviously, I've been a mother. I am still a mother. My kids are grown up now. Bless their hearts. They have forgiven me for all of the difficult times that I put them through. And I did. I put them through some stuff. I really did. Because I wasn't focusing properly. I was desperately trying to make it work with my husbands. I had 3. No, I had 2. I had 2 husbands, but I had 3 major relationships. And all of them, all of those three relationships were basically my father. As in, I married my father. So I married again into the same situations that my father had made me programmed for as a little girl. And yeah, I mean, my father completely broke my heart when I was very, very young. And so I was used to having my heart broken on a daily basis. And I married men who broke my heart on a daily basis. And my children saw that. And my children lived through that. And although I know I did a good job with them, as in I was really focused on them, my kids, I did make the environment, by my own choice, I made their environment very difficult for them, very, very difficult, because they were dealing with these guys and they were dealing with the way these guys were treating me, the way these guys were treating them. And it wasn't cool. It wasn't cool at all. So yeah, I mean, it's only been recently that I've known these things probably since I started to really wake up in 2007. And then 2015 was another sort of major mark where I really was beginning to understand that I needed to be present, I needed to be grounded. And in 2015, I started realizing that I needed to feel okay all the time. And that when I didn't feel okay, I needed to move away from whatever situation it was that was making me not feel okay. And I also started to realize that I could purposefully change the way I thought. Now, this was literally the most radical thing for me. I hadn't understood that until that point. But when I started to realize that I could literally change my thoughts and change, therefore, my emotional reaction to my thoughts, I started to heal. And yeah, of course, the rabbit holes in my mind were very, very deep. And I often went back down them. But I would come back out again, backwards, shaking off the dust. I'd come back out, shake it off, sit there for a bit, catch my breath and go, okay, you just went down a rabbit hole again. It's all right. Here you are. Breathe, Breathe, just be. Here you are, here you are, here you are. Right, moving forward. Let's start doing some self-love talk, And I started to heal. And so those rabbit hole moments got less and less. I reversed back out of the rabbit holes quicker and quicker. And I started to really heal. And now I have to say that my experience of life is very, very, very high percentage is really good and really focusing on positives and good things and talking to myself kindly and loving myself. And it's transformed the externals of my world also. I don't encounter things which make me feel bad anymore. It's really bizarre. I live in a really peaceful state. And that's what I wish for you all. So start to notice what you are telling yourself. Just start to notice that and start to write it down and start to identify whether it's a nice, supportive comment that you've just made inside your head to yourself, about yourself, or not. And if it's not, write it down and have a look at it and just say to yourself, that's what I'm creating for me. Is that what I want?